which would maybe create a problem, but Ruben, of course, has been known to kind of go a certain direction, Andrew, although yesterday against Morton, he went Miter Mortar, and then he went E-Giant Bowler, two things that are not usually in Ruben's repertoire.
Yeah, you know, and we saw some interesting stuff from Ruben throughout the day. I mean, we saw Hog with Royal Recruits, which is not something you normally see, so maybe a bit of trickeration there, as we see Hire protecting his little prince. And a lot of cards that you would expect to see here. We got Bowler, we got Bar Barrel, and of course we have Little Prince with Evo to Archers.
Ruben's been running Bowler, E-Giant, of course, yesterday, but also a ton between yesterday's competition and today in his normal ladder and practice play, so no big surprises for me here, which raises the question, is this also not a surprise for Hire as he goes E-Giant at the bridge?
Yeah, hyper-aggressive here, and the thing with Ruben running E-Giant, he's only got a 50% win rate with E-Giant here in CRL, and that's a very nice NATO for him to clean everything up. Another Bowler comes down to take on the other Bowler, but good damage in here early for Hire.
First blood drawn, and as you look at these two decks,
and the Magic Archer lineup. Oh wait, excuse me, that is a Bowler lining up for two very nice shots.
They should do a matchup where the Bowler cosplays as a Magic Archer and vice versa.
I'm here for it.
You hear that? Drew, Seth, Max, Oiku, anybody?
23-19, 24-18, separated by just over 100. Under. And Ruben playing nothing but defense so far as he sets up that E-Giant in the back. Kind of traditional when you look back at his 2020 run. He was very, very patient in single. You didn't see him go too crazy. We've seen a little bit of on and off with patience in terms of Ruben's gameplay. And honestly, here at World Finals, he's cleaned that up quite a bit.
Well, one of the things that's made Ruben a special player for a long time is a good sense of when to go full gas and when to throw on the brakes. And I think that that's been lost a little bit over the last couple of years. And wow, yes, wow indeed. And we're seeing that, I think, on display in the last couple of matches. Is a really good idea, a really good concept of pacing. We'll see if that pays off here, though, as he has a nasty E-Giant push to deal with.
Yeah, it feels like Hire maybe took the better of that back and forth, and now Bowler has to come down late. Ruben trying not to give too much lightning value, but still going to take just a little bit more damage. Ruben maybe spending just a little bit more than he should have over the river there, trying to take care of the Little Prince of Hire.
And now E-Giant, Bowler, Baby Dragon. Baby Dragon will go over towards the Tombstone, which is not pulling the E-Giant.
Yeah, and so that is huge. Wow. And now the Bowler maybe gets a lineup. It does. No, Bar Barrel behind, but still Bowler on the board. And so much is being spent by Hire to not do anything other than survive.
Sudden death overtime, and that death looking closer and closer for Hire as what was a relatively comfortable lead suddenly melts away, and you see the tilt of the head there from the WEDGM former captain.
Yeah, he knows he's in a bad spot here, knowing that Ruben should just go right back on offense. That's exactly what he does, and with time ticking down, you know that Hire is starting to feel the pressure. 1746 to 1278. That's a nice NATO.
Yeah, and you gotta imagine Ruben loves being able to keep his opponent's troops all on that side as Bowler just controls the bridge here. That E-Giant gets nowhere, and Lightning finally comes out at a very opportune moment for Ruben. Hire sets up Bowler, 70 seconds left.
Almost feels like the nail in the coffin, that Lightning, but still Hire has 1 minute to respond, and we all know how quickly E-Giant can stack up damage, but how on earth? And you see there Ruben doing a great job, Rich, not playing the Tombstone. I love varying that defense.
This is what we talked about yesterday, is people were having trouble with the buildings being sniped by the Evo archers and trying to make plays that predict that, either with changing up your sequencing, changing your building placement, or even trying to pick up the aggro from those Evo archers. We just saw Ruben do that very well.
Yeah, gets that Lightning in on top, and it's a, you know, that's a credit to Hire, is, you know, Rich, because we were talking yesterday about how well Hire and even Not Afraid were showing the track of cycle, and Hire was ready to go with that Tombstone, trying to pick off that Tombstone, but Ruben just 1 step ahead of him with 20 seconds remaining.
And that's a nice E-Giant, just knowing there's not much you can do at that stage. Defend, but with 15 seconds left, this is going to leave pretty much no opportunity. And I don't even know if they'll get one, because Lightning will be very close by. Hire already calling good game here, and Ruben putting Hire back to the wall. Next game, facing elimination.
Two world-class competitors, nothing but respect for one another, but it did feel like things went awry for Hire early on.
Waiting to get into the action. Little Ice Spirit to open here. Ruben has been running alongside that E-Giant deck a ton of Hog in his practice. Another reason why I don't like the idea of a Hog Rider play here, as Hire probably has a read on that. Although, as you said, maybe being predictable is unpredictable. Hey, we saw you run Hog 30 times over the course of the last 24 hours, and here he goes. So he's going for predictable is unpredictable. Let's see if that pays off.
Yeah, so far,
look at the head shake of Ruben. He is not happy.
Yeah, I mean, he's got Snowball to deal with. He's got the Bomb Tower to deal with, a fast cycle to deal with. And maybe being predictable was not the way to go here, but obviously still just the opening moments of this game number 2.
Sometimes you look at some of these deck choices and you wonder if everyone knows that the internet exists, Andrew.
Yeah, you know, and just to kind of add to that point for you guys that maybe you're sick of us talking about this, well, listen to this. Ruben ran Hog 40 times in CRL. The next closest deck was Wall Breakers, and that was 13 times less.
That's such a wild difference, and here we go. Evo Knight to pick up the Phoenix and the Knight. Egg might pop, and just barely doesn't, courtesy of that last sword swipe.
And a nice, cheap but effective push coming in here, and Evo Knight meets Evo Knight, but stuck in, so those goblins will do light work of it. That's nice for Ruben.
So first minute and a half gone, 25-72, the lowest tower for Hire. So far, Ruben with a little bit of chip he's taken at 28-30, but no significant damage as he adds to that lead with one more Hog shot.
Yeah, not the best, I mean, not the defense that Hire really wanted to play, but he had to deal with what he was given. Doing a good job there was Ruben pressing the issue with that Firecracker up high. Phoenix down low, not going to be able to deal with that. Now the Loon comes out here for Hire.
I believe this is why Ruben felt some stress as well, is noticing that he has Tesla, Firecracker, Ice Spirit, and that's it to control these Loons.
And that's a great call by Hire. I mean, obviously we have just a little bit less game tape on Hire, but he did not run Balloon at all this season.
2092, so far so good for Ruben. The question's going to be when we get deeper into double and along to triple, what does this look like for him?
And Miner does not go to the Firecracker, baiting out those goblins, gets arrows on top of everything, and the Balloon only gets some death damage.
And the Phoenix gets pulled as well as the Goblin stays just a little bit alive. So again, you see a little shake of the head from Hire, and these players noticing every single tiny thing that goes right or goes wrong and how critical that can be.
I mean, Ruben is playing this very, very well, and just like we were saying moments ago, it feels like the Ruben of old, just on top of the cycle, knows exactly how to pick apart everything that Hire can send his way. And, you know, even though he only has the Tesla, Ice Spirit, and Firecracker, it doesn't even feel like he's wanting for any sort of air defense.
Well, the big question is going to be once we get in deep and we start seeing some fancy plays with the Phoenix, Loon, and Miner, does it hold up there? But Ruben's got the best thing going for him right now, which is a big lead and almost a very big mistake from Hire.
Yeah, a lot spent there for Hire to almost take a Hog hit, but he gets away with one.
The pressure from Ruben's great here. It's not letting Hire get the elixir to go in with Loon Plus, because he can't really go simple. He has to go a little bit more complex. And look at this, Hog in, Snowball has to come down.
And the Firecracker, Rich, that should do it. And now he's in spell cycle range. Ruben stays alive.
Hire not giving up yet, but it is a tall mountain to climb. They have not seen the good game, which shows maybe he feels some semblance of hope. He has to go late Bomb Tower here, and there he goes. This is his only push.
And that is a clean defense. Ruben knows it's over, and our former world champion stays alive as we say goodbye to Hire.
What a performance from Ruben.